Hey everyone, how are you? I'm going to give people a second to sign on, and then I am going to tell you about our favorite pulled pork recipe that I even make myself. So I posted a picture last week before I went to my family's, or we went to my family's event this weekend, and I made myself pulled pork, 2 of these pork butts to take with us for everyone. And so it's super easy, and people were like, I want the recipe, and so I wanted to share it with you. We had a smoke and grill class this spring, and it was really fun. We had a great time, and we shared this recipe with everyone there, and I think they I think they liked it. I can't remember if we tried it or not, but we did a whole bunch of other things. My husband tells me you have to open a beer to make pulled pork. I don't drink beer, so I opened a tiny little Coke Zero. So anyway, so here we go. Okay, so today I ran to Walmart because, you know, it's Chanute, and I knew they would have them, and I purchased a pork butt roast, okay? So there's 2 types at Walmart here, and just so you know, one will say all natural, bone in, okay, it'll say bone in. It is actually cheaper than the one that doesn't have the bone. It does not matter on, I guess I should preface this by saying this is a recipe we got from our Treager rep a couple of reps ago, and it's something that we have kind of changed and perfected for ourselves, and it comes out perfect every time. The reason I love our Treager is because I can smoke on it myself without Jason being home. I don't have to ask for help. I don't have to ask him how to do it. I don't have to ask him how to start it or where the pellets are or anything. I can do it all myself. And so that is one thing I really love about it. So G&W or Walmart, wherever you want to grab a pork butt, you know, if you go here in town, the ones that have the bone in are cheaper, and it really doesn't matter. I've done both. They come out the same. It's no big deal. So of course I went for the cheaper one because, you know, why pay more to not have the bone when you're going to actually be able to pull this bone like right out and it'll be no big deal. Okay, so before I say that, tomorrow I'm going to use some different spices, and I'm going to show you a whole bunch of these spices that we have. I've talked about them before, the Treager rubs and everything. Tomorrow and Saturday at the store, I'm going to have those all out on the counter, and you can come in and taste them all. And we're going to do a special sale on the Treager rubs. I don't know what it'll be because I didn't ask. So I'll just have to tell Chris, hey, we're doing a Treager rub sale. He'll be surprised, okay? And I'll post what the sale price will be on the little page. But you can come in and taste test them all before you buy. There's a bunch of them, and we even have some different Holland spices. Yeah, like this Steaks Alive is awesome. We use it all the time on our steaks. And so there's a bunch of different Holland spices that we carry too, and I'll try to get all those out there to sample as well. If you like, so we'll have a Treager spices sale tomorrow and Saturday, and then if you want to come in and taste them, you can. If you like, comment, and share this post. I'm giving away a couple of Cleaver t-shirts just like this. They're Canvas brand, I think. They're really like thin and comfortable, and they say Cleaver Farm and Home. I even have kid sizes, so I'll give away like, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5, depends on how many comments and likes and shares we have. So comment, like, share away, and let me know what you think of this recipe. But it's super easy, and you're gonna be able to do it yourself. So, okay, I grabbed a pork butt. There's a couple of things to know. I'm in my man cave, so sorry about that. I'm gonna have to move you around a tiny bit, but I try to open my pork butt. Obviously, it's got all the juice in the package, so I open it in the sink just because it can be messy. And then I rinse it off with cold water. So if you'll see how it just is kind of needs rinsed. So rinse it off, and you can grab a couple of paper towels and kind of pat it to dry. The only reason I do this is so that you're not sloshing around the water, because we're gonna rub it with our special ingredients here in a minute. So just put it on your cutting board. I'm gonna move you back over here to my workstation. We poured these concrete countertops that are in here ourselves, and so I like them because they're super easy to kind of use. Let me move myself around here so you can see. Okay, so here's my pork butt. Okay, so you pat it dry. Like I said, super easy. A lot of you probably have all of these ingredients that you're going to use at home already. So the first thing we're going to do, this is the fat cap. If you've never smoked before, then you might not know this, but there's always this really thick layer of fat, and it's called the fat cap. You always, when you smoke this tomorrow or whatever, actually you're going to smoke it tomorrow or the next day or the next couple of days, because this is going to set in the refrigerator overnight. So if you go and get one today and then you want to have it for Saturday, or well, tomorrow night, I guess. Tomorrow's Friday. Gosh, the holiday kind of made me lose a day. We're going to marinate this or inject it and rub it and stuff, and then we're going to wrap it and put it in the fridge overnight, and then you're going to smoke it the next day or 2 days later or whatever. So, but when you smoke it, you want to make sure that you smoke, when you're smoking it, you want to smoke the fat cap up. Or that's what my mom and dad have always told me, is you smoke with the fat cap up. That's what the Treager guy has told us too. And so my stepdad used to smoke competitions and do different stuff and for fun, I guess. And so that's what he has always said. But it melts, the fat will melt down through, but we don't need this much. And so you really can trim off, a lot of this fat, and that's totally okay. So we don't really need it there, but you want to leave a little bit just for flavor. Fat adds flavor, friends. It just does. So, so you trim some off, 60, 70%, whatever works for you. Leave it on, who cares? Whatever you want to do. It's your pork. The thing is that when you get done, if you don't trim off some of this, you're going to have some of it. Sometimes you'll have big hunks of fat in the meat, and so then you're trying to poke it out or pull it out of your meat in the end, and so it's easier just to trim it off now. Okay, so we trimmed all this off. Are you ready for the secret ingredient? So I have done the secret with a number of other types of cuts of meat. I've done it with pork tenderloin and a bunch of other stuff that we just, I don't know, whenever we kind of smoke. I'm putting this stuff in the sink, so I'll deal with it later. But whenever we smoke stuff, I do, let me take my rings off. I do this secret. Friends, it's yellow mustard, okay? This is my secret. So we're going to take yellow mustard, and why does this work? I don't know. I don't know why it works. It has really great flavor. It just works really well. So you're going to rub your meat down, okay? So put yellow mustard all over it, rub your meat down, and we're going to do all sides. If there's like a little indentation or whatever, get your yellow mustard in there. Look, it's getting messy. It's handy if you have somebody else to help you. I did not want to invite my kids out here to help me do this because they act a little crazy. But if you have somebody else that can help you, like obviously squirt the mustard, and then you're the only one that gets dirty, or they're the one that gets dirty, or whatever, it works a little better because you don't have this. But okay, so rub really good with mustard. If people are commenting, I cannot see them, so that's why I'm not answering. So I will jump on later, and as soon as I'm done, and reply to all of your messages. So rinse your hands if it's just you, like it is me out here. So if you like, comment, and share on this video, we're giving away like 4 or 5, maybe 6 out of 10, I don't know, however many, Cleaver Farm and Home t-shirts. They're canvas brand, lightweight, very comfortable. And we are having a sale on Treager Spices tomorrow and Saturday, and we'll have them all out for you to test. Okay, the next secret ingredient, ready? We got the mustard on, is Bad Byron's Butt Rub. We actually just sold out of this at the store, and we'll have it back in Tuesday. So if you have some in your cabinet, I like to buy the big one because I think somebody gave us this little one. It came in our keto box. Actually, I don't know, that's what it is. It came in our keto box. One of the reasons I love the fact that we use mustard is because I don't eat sugar. I don't eat a lot of processed stuff. So for me, yellow mustard is an easy, something that I would eat anyway. And so Bad Byron's only has salt, pepper, onion, granulated garlic, paprika, chipotle powder, microcrystalline cellulose, which is a natural anti-caking agent, and it contains no sugar or MSG. It's gluten-free and all natural. So that's another reason I like this, is Bad Byron's, is it doesn't have a lot of junk in it. Oh, I can see your comments. Hi. You just got some of these last weekend. Yeah. Thanks, Debbie. I try. I enjoy this stuff. It's fun. So Bad Byron's butt rub is awesome. Do not be afraid of putting on too much. It just smells really good. I will bring this tomorrow too, and everybody can, tomorrow and Saturday, and I'll have it at the store, and you can taste it. So, like I said, this is a really natural thing, this spices, and so you can just coat it on. I just put it in my hand and like pat on the side. It kind of gets on the cutting board, and you kind of, especially if your kids are helping you, this gets a little messy. You just pat it on. You can't really do it wrong. That's why I love doing this stuff by myself, and why I love my Treager, because I can do it by myself. I don't have to wait for Jason to get home and help me or whatever. Oh my gosh, the pepper in this is gonna make me sneeze. So, coat it down. Okay, so once you have it good and coated, let me move this so you can see. Oh, you meant the pork butt. Yes, you'll have to try the spices. You can come in the store and taste test them. Okay, so once you get that done, I buy this big at Costco. You know, it's not in Chanute, but anyway, this huge restaurant foil. Okay, so let me see if I can move my stuff here. Created a mess. So the next thing you're going to want to do is wrap it up. You can use cellophane, like cling wrap, you know, whatever it is. I'm dropping stuff everywhere. You can use cellophane. Oh, had to pause to kill a wasp, sorry. And it works totally fine. You're going to have this in your refrigerator overnight. So if it makes you feel better, I usually a lot of times use cellophane. It's easier sometimes to use foil. It kind of just depends on what works for you. I usually put it on a cookie sheet or something just so that it doesn't leak. I've never really had that problem, but you just never know. So what we're going to do next, you're going to need an injector like this. And like I said, I brought all my supplies out to the man cave from the house, and so I don't have everything out here. Okay, so this injector has a little needle on it. I think this is an animal needle that I got from the store, and I don't know. Yeah, we have these at the store. Anyway, I always keep it for only my meats, so it's a little injector. Okay, so are you ready for the next trick? Okay, so we coated it in mustard. We put Bad Byron's on. So the next thing we're going to do, my friends, is we're going to inject this booger with apple cider vinegar. Okay, so you can use white wine vinegar. You can use any kind of weird flavored vinegar that you want. I did last week, just to try it out, I used a different flavor of vinegar. I don't remember what it was. Some sort of white wine, something or other. Somebody given me. I had some left. I was just using it up. Now, my Treager rep, when he did it, he mixed a little bit of apple juice with this for the sweetness. I don't do sugar, so I leave out the apple juice. So you can do just plain vinegar. You can do like 20% apple juice and, well, that would be 80% vinegar, right? So you can do a little bit of, hi Richard, I hope you're doing well. I haven't got to see you at Dollar Tree lately, but maybe soon. So apple cider vinegar, and then like I said, apple juice. You can do regular vinegar and a little bit of apple juice. You can do all apple juice if you want. I don't really think that it will come out bad, but I do think that there is something up with how the vinegar helps like break down the meat and, you know, different stuff. So I really do like the idea of the vinegar. Okay, so I just put this in my injector, and when you put this in, now be careful, because if you go to just, like I'll show you, if you go to just like squeezing out and don't pay attention, this stuff will come squirting out at you, or it'll squirt out, if you put it in over here, it'll squirt out at a hole that you did a while ago. So you kind of just have to go slow. You don't want to get too far deep in the meat, because sometimes it won't come out. It will leak out. Don't worry about it. It's not going to hurt anything. If you get close to the bone, it won't inject. So kind of squirts out. So you just inject it as much as you want. It depends on how much of a hurry I'm in, on how much I inject it. If I'm in a hurry, like last week when I was doing, I had 2 of these that I did, and I was in a hurry because my husband wasn't home and he wanted me to bring him dinner, or I don't know, something quick, and so I was behind, and so I just did a little bit in there and went on. You can keep going. You can inject it all over. You can flip it over and inject it. You can really kind of do as much as you want. But I really do think that the vinegar adds something to it. So, just gonna keep on, whoop, and that one squirted out. You couldn't see it, but. Okay, don't forget we're giving away t-shirts for likes, comments, and shares, and a whole stack of t-shirts. I even have kids ones, if you didn't hear that. Nurse Cassie, yeah, watch out. I got a big syringe. I don't know how to use it, so it could be even worse. Okay, so I injected all this in. Super easy. So what we're going to do now is we're going to wrap this up, and we're going to put it in our refrigerator overnight. Okay, so if you are writing down and making a list of how to make this pork butt, buy a pork butt, rinse it off, coat it in mustard, well, cut off your fat cap, coat it in mustard, coat it in Bad Byron's, and then inject it with some vinegar, okay? Some apple cider vinegar or some apple juice and apple cider vinegar. Then you're gonna wrap it up and stick it in your refrigerator overnight. It's gonna hang out there and just sit there, okay? I usually do a couple of, wrap it up. I usually put a couple of layers on it just because, Regina, I know this is the best pulled pork I have had, and it comes out the same every single time. And so I love it because I don't mind making it for people or promising it that I will bring it to places like to family events or whatever, because I know I can do it and it comes out every single time. So once you put it in your refrigerator overnight, okay, the next day you're gonna get up. It is gonna take you 6, 7, 8 hours maybe. It depends on how big of a pork butt you get to smoke it. You're gonna set your Traeger to smoke to get it started, like always, and then you can. Jason and I disagree on this. I leave my smoker out smoke or at 180. Can you do the same for a brisket? Sure. I mean, I have a different recipe for brisket I can share with you that is actually really good, but I have tried all of this stuff on a number of different meats, even pork chops, and it's come out really good. So, you know, try it. I mean, what do you have to lose? I guess a hunk of meat, so whatever that costs. But sometimes that stuff you can, I mean, if it tastes nasty, put it in your crock pot with some barbecue sauce and make tacos or, you know, sandwiches or something with it the next day. I mean, you can fix it into something else. So the next day when you smoke it, you're going to smoke it for, I think they actually, my Traeger guy said, yeah, his says 7 to 8 hours. That's what we do. It usually takes 7 to 8 hours. I put it on smoker 180. Jason sometimes puts it on, 200. It kind of depends on where you like to smoke at. But yes, I like to put it on so it's just smoke or 180. 200 will keep it all night. We smoked ours all night long the other night on 200, and it worked really well. So was it 180 or 200? I think it was 200. So that worked totally fine. So what you're going to do is you're going to leave it all day long, okay? Fat cap up, remember. You're going to smoke it fat cap up. You're going to leave it on there all day long until the internal temperature reaches about 165 to 175, somewhere in there. When you have a meat probe or whatever, I have a Thermopin I use, and it gets an instant read. So you're going to get it to at least past 165. So really 180 is better. Hello, Renee. Hello, Deborah. How are you? So 180 is better if you can do that and smoke it longer. Sometimes if you have to rush it, you can go ahead and turn it up after it hits 165, but 180 is better. Okay. Fat cap up. Smoke it till it's 165 to 180 internal temp, okay? Once you get it there, it's going to take most of the day. So this is a whole day event, friends. Once you get it there, you're going to unwrap it, okay? You're going to unwrap this. Well, actually, it's going to be unwrapped on the smoker. I forgot to say that. You put it on the smoker naked. Just unwrap it, put it on the smoker, fat cap up, okay? No foil. Then, once it's smoked to an internal temperature of 165 to 180, you are going to go back out. Okay, sorry, it's reconnecting. Okay, so once you go back out and you've got it to an internal temp, then, no, Debbie, you do not. You take it out of the wrapping on the smoker. Sorry about that. Okay, so once you get it to the 165 to 180 and you've smoked it all day long, you're going to go back out and you're going to wrap it. Now, my Treager wrap, what he used to do and what we used to do before we quit eating sugar was you can put brown sugar on the top of it. You can coat the top of your pork butt in brown sugar, like on here, okay? And then you wrap it up in foil and you stick it back on the grill and you're gonna finish it. So you're gonna get it to you're gonna turn it up to like 275 or 300 degrees. 300 degrees is fine. It's gonna take an hour or two, it kind of depends. And you are going to finish it off, which what that means is you're going to get it to an internal temp of at least 200 to 210. I like to get it to 208 to 210. If you don't get it up high and let it come back down, it won't shred. It won't pull. So if you've ever had pulled pork and it's like, it is, Nancy, it is super easy. If you've ever had pulled pork or done pulled pork and you're like, this stuff is so tough, they didn't get it up high enough at the end. And so you have to finish it off on a higher temperature and get it up to at least 200 to 210. I like to get it to 210, and then it will pull. So I put it back, I wrap it up. I do not put any sugar on it, but you can. Put it on your Treager, turn it up to about 300 degrees. If, let's say last weekend, my Treager, I went outside and my Treager was like, error, and I was like, what the heck? And so I had to clean it out and stuff. So I put it in the oven at 300 degrees and it turned out great. So if your smoker breaks and it's already smoked and whatever, hell freezes over and you have to do something with it, stick it in the oven at 300, it'll be fine. You've already got all the flavor in it anyway from smoking it all day, so it's no big deal. So you finish it off, and then when I get done, when I've got it to an internal temperature of 210, I take it in the house and I let it rest a while. All that juice is going to pull back into the meat as much as it can. Sometimes, you know, there's a lot of juice in there and it can't get all back into the meat, but it'll get some in there. So let it rest a little while and then you can pull it. I have these little meat finger things and they look like little claws, and you pull it, you just shred it. And friends, it will just shred like nobody's business. It's awesome. This is the best recipe I have found. We make it all the time and we love it. So go back and watch the video. Remember, like, comment, and share to enter to win all the Cleaver t-shirts we're giving away. These are the lightweight, really comfortable Canvas brand t-shirts. We're going to give away those, and then tomorrow we're going to have all of these different Treager spices, the big game rub, all of these different Treager spices at the store tomorrow and Saturday for you to try, and we'll have them on sale. I haven't told Chris that he's going to have them on sale, so I don't know what the sale price will be yet because he's going to be surprised. So you will get to be surprised, and so will he. And so I will put them out front, and you can try them first before you buy them. And then don't forget to try like the Holland Grill Steaks Alive. We use this on all of our steaks, and it packs a flavor punch. Jason loves this, and they make some really, really good spices. So test those out too. Okay, holler if you have questions. It is so good, Paula, and it is so easy, and I can totally do it myself. So over and over again, I have done this recipe myself, and it comes out great every single time. So I will look for my brisket recipe to share, and I hope you guys like this pulled pork recipe, and I hope you go out and buy a pork butt and try and smoke it this weekend or sometime in the future, and let me know how it is. I'm super excited to hear how everybody likes it. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you, Cynthia. You hope to make it by tomorrow. Okay, great, awesome. We'll have everything up front for you to taste. If I was going to have this done, I would have it up there for you to taste too, but